Hello Capricorn, this is your November 15th to 30th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot again. I love this deck. Oddly enough, I haven't used it that much over the years recently, but recently I picked it up and I remembered how good it is and how much information flows from it, so I've decided to keep going. And I found that this deck really accompanies well. I looked at some others, but this one fits so well, at least for the time frame. So I'm going to use the Saints and Angels Oracle Cards deck by Doreen Virtue again for the supporting messages. Of course, decks have been pre-shuffled per usual for me. You know what? That's funny. I feel like you have to go there and then you have to go there. Okay. You know what? I'm actually going to put out... We have two different situations here. So we're going to do 3 cards down the side for each. 3. And then that one's going to... no, not that one, but that one. Alright. True to form today, the cards are coming out in different forms that I'm used to. And I'm the type of reader, I just go with the flow. However the information wants to come, I let it come, because I don't want to stifle anything. That being said, Capricorn, your overall energy is interesting. This is how they were laid down, which to me, that part looks like a heart. And then this behind it, it's like, it's built with, like, I feel like you're overseeing or looking, like, I feel like it's more like this. Like, it's a labor of love, but things aren't exactly as they seem. But I feel like you're in control, and there's a lot of wisdom behind what you're doing. We'll see if we come back to this at the end, but this is how it came about. Very interesting. It's just been a very interesting day for the way the cards just want to come out. So now we have 3 lines, or 2 lines of 3 cards each on each side, and I feel like this is how we're going in. This is how we're coming out. Good. As you come into this time frame, we have peaceful, believe in your leader. And they're in this, like, this is your mental process, what's happening, and this is the environment. The way this is my first impression of how this is working, you're fine, you're doing well. I feel like it's funny because I do feel like you're leading, but I don't feel like you're demanding. I feel like you're leading by example, and people are following your lead. I kind of feel like that's what's happening. Like, there's something you're doing, and as you do it, people just support it and go along with it. Even if it's something you said, even if you delegated responsibilities, I don't feel like you're pushy with it. I feel like you just start working on the project yourself, and other people just fall in line. Like, I feel like you're leading by example. As you work, people are inspired by it, or they're like, well, this person set it up and they're doing it. I feel like I need to do my part too. It's very like, do as you say. Like, you're doing as you said you would. Like, you're doing, like, it's like put up and like you're doing what you said you were going to do. And like other people are like watching this and like, you know, I can't slack off. They're not slacking off, and you know what I mean? They're doing so well. I have to pull my weight. Not only are you seen as a leader, but I do feel like you may be delegating some. I just don't feel like you're pushy with it. I just feel like you're leading by example, and it's inspiring others to keep going forward. As we go forward, very interesting, Capricorn, because I always, before I started doing readings for Capricorn, I always just thought that they were, whatever they said, it was just like face value, and that's what it was. But there's a lot of complexity I'm seeing here, and it seems to be hitting me a lot. I'm very much noticing it. As you go forward, I feel like there's other thoughts and ideas you're having, and I think you're very great at like doing what you say. I feel like that's very good, and something that typically for like that hardcore Capricorn energy, Earth energy, like, you stick with the plan. I also feel like you have other thoughts and other plans that you don't necessarily let people know about, and you go forward with them too. Things are going well. Whatever the situation is, and you're moving forward and getting things done, I actually feel like that opens more doors for you, and it's like you're like a cabinet opens and all these things. Like, this is the card. It's the Seven of Cups, but I'm seeing it more as like possibilities and like, what do you want? Like, I feel like it's like a cabinet opening for you, and you're like, what do you want? What do you want to take from this cabinet? What would you like to do? And I feel like it's people around you bringing you all these possibilities, all these gifts. And when I see this cabinet, it's not like you can't have everything in the cabinet, but I feel like you're looking at it like, I don't really need everything. I just want a couple things, 1 or 2 things that I can do great at. And things that you want to do now. Like, you're choosing from this cabinet, like, the 1 or 2 things you're choosing are things you want to do now. But they mesh with current plans already going. Okay. Below that is the Three of Cups. I just feel like these are people who are just like in line with what you're feeling, in line with how you're going, and they're bringing you these possibilities. Like, people are bringing you these possibilities. And like, it seems like that's what the middle part of this reading is mostly about, because they're very much in line with you, and they feel great about what's going on here. There might be a completion of a project, or moving on from a situation to a different situation. And it's like, this card here, is this the 2 or 3? 2 of Rods. I feel like they bring you these possibilities, all these things you can choose from, and then you're like, I feel like you're choosing, you're like considering them, and you're like weighing them and thinking, what about this, what about that? You may be even asking a couple people or talking with a few people, like, have you done this before? Or just running by, like, I could do this, how do you think that would work out? Just like for some input. But if that is happening, it's only with a select few, and people that you feel to have a very stable mindset, much like your own. Okay. I feel like this whole block of cards, it's like the majority of the time. Like, this, it's for the November 15th to 30th time frame. Granted, this is in effect when you watch this, in the sense, like, you might watch this when you're in the middle of it. Don't worry if it's in a different month or a different time frame for you. It's fine. I wouldn't be held to that if I was you. But I'm feeling like most of you are going to come to this video when you're in the middle of this, and you're understanding where you came from, and you're seeing all these possibilities, and I feel like it may be a bit overwhelming, and that's, I think, why you're overseeing everything. It's kind of like a labor of love, but things aren't what they seem, in the sense of, like, you really aren't sure which option you want to choose, and it's taking you a while to really make the choice, because you feel like it's an important choice. Even when we go out of this time period, granted, again, it is set for the 15th to 30th of November, but if it's a different time frame, I feel like it's a few weeks. For some of you, a few months, I'm getting. This is how this works, depending on how long you have to choose. I feel like you're really kind of agonizing over which choice to choose, because to you it's important. And whichever one you choose, you're going to dedicate yourself to and really try to make work. And I think that's why it's kind of like I feel like you're sort of agonizing over it for that reason, because you're planning on dedicating yourself to making whatever the situation is work. I kind of get like a circle effect on this. Like, people, not only are you kind of agonizing a little bit because you're going to try to make it work, but people have a lot of faith in you and feel really good about you, and you also don't want to let them down. So however this is going forward for you, you feel like you're obligated to make it work and to make the best choice because you want to pick something that's worth it, but also has the best chance of success. Okay, got the word okay again, so we're good. As you're moving out, I feel like these are all the possibilities. Like, I feel like these are all the possibilities below you, and you choose one. And I feel like you're even after you choose one, you're still kind of like, is this the right choice? I do feel like you chose well. Like when I'm looking at these branches, I'm seeing the leaves a lot. And I feel like the one you choose is the one that has some immediate success and more success down the road, that you feel very confident that it's going to happen one way or another. And you just want to see what's going to happen once you really get into it, if you can bring more success than expected. Okay. And then as we leave this time frame, I got another 3 cards. The 3 cards at the end, which I think they're trying to reiterate, whatever the decision you make is the best decision. And I feel like you're being very thoughtful and cautious about how you choose. I know it says healthful eating, and I feel like that's kind of what you do. Food for thought is more what that's about for you, I believe, because you're soaking things in, you're thinking about it. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I really do. I don't think that's what this is talking about for your situation. I think this is talking about food for thought. Like you brought a lot of thought into it, and you're thinking about what you want to do. The blessings are abundant, and there's more blessings on the way for you as you leave this time period. And it's telling me whatever you choose, it's a great choice. Like, the energy around you is going to help you. Like, I feel like there's like 2 to 3 really good choices, and they're going to feel like the only choices to you. So you're already in that good set that you're going to make the right choice. Like, you have a variable about which one, but the 2 or 3 that you're like really like, which one do I want to do? Like, these are the best 2 or 3. Those really are the best 2 or 3. So whichever one you choose is still good. And I feel like the one you choose, you feel like is already set up for pretty much immediate success. And there's another, like, you can see it definitely having success in the future at a certain level. But the reason you're choosing it is because you think you can grow that success farther than expected. Like, right now, you can start moving it in a better direction than it's already going. Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to let it be at that. I'm not going to rehash it because it doesn't seem like it's necessary for whatever reason. Also, I know people have mentioned, like, we can rewind the video if we want to hear it again. So I'm like, okay, I guess I don't need to rehash them as much. Sorry about that. Of course, I always love to hear how these affect people. If you want to leave me a comment below, I love that. Definitely, it's your business whether you want to or not. Or if you want to email me, some people do email me how they affect them, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for letting me know. Of course, also email me if you want a personal reading from me. The email is jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you. You have a good day.